This day of his life.
I've seen a lot of great wins. I've seen a lot of bad losses.
Hey.
There was a 5-second pause. That was a bad loss.
He was 85 at the time, and it was Niners Seahawks Monday night.
Monday Night Football
and
when
it
Russell
went
Wilson
to
won it.
overtime
Yeah.
to the final
2019.
minute. I got him down there at like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, because we were like broadcasting and everything. I didn't get him home till like 2 a.m.
It was great.
I felt so bad. He was exhausted.
Papa Shasky had the time of his life.
He did have a good
He was
time.
in a Periscope. He just got in there. Little quick cameo a couple times, and we were in that parking lot for about 50 minutes. 50 minutes coming out. That's why sometimes when you just cover the game as a media member, you go to the pressers, everything dies down about an hour later.
Yeah. Not
boom,
bad.
it's just smooth sailing.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, this is true everywhere, too. I was just saying, like, as I was listening to that, I was thinking, okay, what's worse, if anything? Because you're right. You're right. That parking lot, you end up in somebody's tailgate. I'm like, how the car barely even fits in here, let alone the fact that people are trying to throw the football, get some burgers and dogs going here, and I feel like I'm in everybody's way. That thing's a mess. Is there anything worse? I'm sure most of the people in our listening audience, hopefully if they're good people, have never had to do this, which is go to Dodger Stadium. But if you ever leave there, if you ever leave there after a fireworks night,
a nightmare.
Like, it's not, hey, I don't fit here. It's just, we're not going to move.
You don't
We're
move.
not moving for an hour and a half.
But honestly, though, what parking lot isn't bad at a sporting event?
Well,
the Giants effectively now don't have one, so that's pretty good.
Oakland Coliseum, I would say Oakland Coliseum.
Coliseum's probably the best.
Because once you get boom, they open all the gates up, and so you can boom get onto whatever 66th or whatever that MacArthur.
Depending on what side.
Yeah, but you boom.
I was always south
side.
Especially good this year because there's only 5,000 people leaving.
Yeah, well, speaking of which, your team. I mean, you want to talk about 5,000 fans?
No shade. That was terrible. I mean,
well, it's terrible.
Well, the crowd at the Giants game last night.
Why? Why is it terrible?
It was tiny.
It's just small.
Yeah,
what, 15, 20,000?
I don't know what they
announced 20.
Are your kids back to
sales?
Are your kids back to school
tomorrow?
This week? So tomorrow. So I'm asking out because I asked him this question when his daughter gets a little older. I know a lot of people are going back to school this week. Monday night of the kids returning to school, would you take them out there?
Summer's over.
That's what I'm saying.
Summer's over, although we snuck in. I took my boys out yesterday. We snuck in a nice round at Indian Valley.
Nice.
Yeah, like we're trying to soak up. Yeah, we got a cart, don't worry. Yeah, like we're trying to just soak up.
You can never take the car to Indian Valley. You need to get on the tram between
They tried to get on and it doesn't work.
Yeah,
the tram's broken. They both got it.
We get
sidetracked about that.
Before we get sidetracked, though.
Yeah.
I don't get the disappointment of a crowd yesterday when the Diamondbacks are in town. The Giants are 57 at 57.
Mad bum.
They were 5 games behind the Padres in the loss column. Bumgarner doesn't have that sizzle like Lincecum or anybody.
No.
And he's been with the Diamondbacks for a couple years now.
It did not matter, though.
You didn't even know he was starting until 48 hours ago. So, no, I get that. It's just that the crowds with the 2012 thing over the weekend, the Pirates are in town. Who cares about that? Crowds were huge.
But it's the weekend.
Yeah, I get it. So it's just kind of, you're falling into kind of the cadence that we used to see at Candlestick.
I think it was way less at Candlestick, though.
Well, yeah, it was at times, but that whole, like, it's a weeknight,
I hear
and so we're out thing, that's the old days.
Diamondbacks. Like, I wasn't expecting 40,000, and I was a little surprised to hit the timeline yesterday and see so many people crapping on the attendance. I'm like,
hey,
it was
Diamondbacks 35 though, like by accident.
You also had Bonds though.
Even after Bonds, I mean, you still look at the attendance. You used to get 30 on the regular. Now,
Post Bonds, those 3 years were awful.
You should be able to get low 20s, but listen. This was the beat writers that were taking notice.
Yeah,
this started because the beat writers were taking video, and if they're taken aback by it, they go to every single game, and they were like,
those
"Wow."
beat writers do.
Yeah. Well, but
my problem is again, you start off with the Diamondbacks on a Monday night. You got
guy goes to Europe for 2 weeks, taking shots at beat writers, taking a couple days off.
Seriously, what premium player on that? Yeah, well, what premium players on that field that's going to drive me out of the house?
No,
I love the Giants. I'm a sports fanatic. I got free access. I'm not going to that
game. You
got
7 million people in the Bay Area, and you can't draw 35,000. That's embarrassing. And I understand what you're saying about premium players, but the product, it's a premium product. Or at least it used to be. And you're right, they're mediocre.
Yeah.
They don't have stars and all the rest of it. But we used to go to baseball games just because we went to baseball games. And maybe part of it's what you guys are talking about with parking lots and
that's
accessibility and price and all the rest of it.
So, like, I think the parking thing is a factor that I was kind of late to the party on. There is no parking down there.
No.
Like, at all. And one of the things that I love about going to a Warrior game, I feel like because there's less traffic in the area in general because people are taking BART and things like that, I take an Uber. Now I'm going to, like, tonight we're going to the game, me and my wife. I'm taking an Uber down there. But if you live in Petaluma, if you live in the North Bay, South Bay, the East Bay, you're not taking an Uber. Now, maybe you're parking somewhere else and taking an Uber, but it's really difficult to get to, I think, for a lot of people.
The parking lot prices is out of control. The lots I used to park at for $20 are like $50, $60 now. So you park on the street. I parked on 3rd Street one time thinking at the meter, okay, it's going to be about $25 for the full game.
They've marked everything.
Oh, yeah, it's like $45. So people are making that cash back from the losses of the pandemic.
I'm not acting like the Giants or any team doesn't know this. The Warriors, they know this. They're aware of what's around them, but they are also not directly the company that is profiting off of parking and or food, for instance. But if you, like, I just wish teams were able to or did a better job of taking all this into account, because they can sit there and go, okay, said ticket is whatever. You want to sit in the lower box and let's see if you can find your way in for $75 or whatever. If you and you can go to these apps now and you can get in.
Tonight, club
you can get in for $5.
You could sit club level right now for $50. Great seats.
All right, so you get great seats, and 2 of you are going to go.
Damn.
You and your wife are going
to.
For this team?
Yeah, but Joe's got a lot of real estate.
No,
anyway,
I'm just saying for club, that's a good deal.
Right, it is. So you and your wife can get in for $100.
Yeah.
But what is it actually going to cost you to get in?
$500 because I'm going to get her a
parking,
sweatshirt
and then you've got to eat, and we've got to find our way there, which is a pain in the rear.
Where's the Lumpia Shack?
I mean, it's like I told you this with the access that you pointed out, Bonte, that we have. You know, there were times where I can grab the kids and go, we're going to go for free.
Yeah.
We're going to go for free. Yep. And then I kept doing it, and I kept looking at the statements and going, we're not going for free.
It's not
because the tickets are free, and I'm still out $300 to take my kids to this game.
By the way, you are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. And don't forget that you can also watch us every day on our YouTube and Twitch streams. Just log on and search 95.7 The Game. We appreciate our audience on YouTube and Twitch, and of course the Comcast business text line. But again, what you just said there, the food is expensive. The parking's expensive. And then you have a watered-down product. Nobody's going to go to these games. This is the Bay Area. This is a pro town. You got to show me. If the Warriors start losing, Chase Center, there's going to be some empty seats.
Well, you got to, look.
The Niners, we saw that with Levi Stadium.
You have to earn your keep. You have to earn your keep, but there is also something, as I think that Dibs just pointed out, there's something about going to the game. It doesn't I know you guys have been locked all year on a premium player. I can't remember any time in my history where I've been like, I got no interest in going to a Giants game, but I do now because they got this one guy.
Barry Bonds drove me to the yard.
Without
Barry Bonds,
that's
some
fine.
people are different,
right? But I think the majority of people who go to a game, you go to a game. Barry Bonds, even at his height, in a 3-hour experience, is up there for 4 minutes.
Yeah, but you wanted to see history.
I understand.
Which was a little different.
And it was a little different. And obviously, Bonds,
it's a unique time.
Right? But you still should be able to get people to go to a baseball game. Yeah. Even for a mediocre team without a premium player.
Well,
boring.
3 hours and 15 minutes of what? And in terms of action, 3 hours and 15 minutes, you're going to get about 12 minutes of actual action?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys, if we're talking about families, like Bonte, your little one not old enough yet. Yeah. You'll go to a baseball game
and you'll
just
do a lap.
Well, you'll just be like, look, can we just do something with these?
Exactly.
With these people.
Yeah.
Here's
Throw the ball around.
Here's something we can go do.
So right.
Here, sit here, watch this. Right. Here's a nacho.
Yeah, but the zoo
Stop
is like $20 to get in, as opposed to you're going to spend, like you say, you go to a baseball game and it's $50 for club level, and you're feeling like you're getting a deal. Family of 4, that's $200 plus parking and food. You're looking at a $500 day.
And Shasky, you were just talking about bringing your nephews to the preseason game and how bored they got.
I heard that.
Baby Ches saying things. She's going to get bored, whereas you go to the zoo. the turkey's out there. She's losing her mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, except for there's always that animal that just hides all day. That's pretty boring too. So where is the tiger? Well, don't tell me there's a tiger in there. Where's the tiger?
Where's the roar? That's what she does. Where's the roar? The lion.
If there's a giraffe that could hide, I would actually go see that. I want to see the hiding giraffe.
Let me ask you guys about this element, which I believe to be the realest one that everyone's afraid to tackle. What about the exodus of people out of the city of San Francisco?
No, it's big.
For work, for living, for condos. I've got so many friends that born and raised, all in here, have all moved really far away. Okay, they come in for work because they're an electrician, they're a garbage driver, or they work at the airport, or whatever they're doing, and then they want to go home and see their family. So, you know
how many friends I've got?
2 hours away. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to go home, grab their kids, drive back. No,
they're
the
not.
other part is people aren't in the office like they used to. My wife works at a huge office.
That's
just down
the big part.
She's
people
the only
who used
one
to
there.
work here, like you'd work here, you get off at 5:30. Yeah, game's in an hour. Let's go down. You know,
as a crew,
right?
Yes.
And let's be honest.
So true.
There's still people who fear the monkeypox, the COVID-19 stuff.
No doubt.
So people are like, you know what? I'm at home. I'm chilling. I'd rather just watch this game on the tube. I don't have to pay for food. I don't have to move, and I can go to bed when I want to go to bed instead of fighting out of the stadium trying to find a bus or an Uber, an overcharged Uber, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
The city is not what it was 3 years ago, pre-pandemic. I don't know if it ever will be. I was just talking to a neighbor the other day who said he came down to go to a bunch of his favorite lunch spots with some friends, and first two places they went to were boarded up. They didn't even know, So it's completely different.
I was just surprised that was a topic of conversation on the timeline yesterday on a Monday night.
There's not much else to talk about.
Yeah, I was like,
but it is glaring because it's
stunning.
a legend.
It's stunning when you hit a foul ball down the right field line and you go, oh, there's 8 people going for that foul ball. That's whoa! What the hell is that?
And the real rat on the table, as I like to borrow from the Goo, is that these owners they don't even care if you go anymore.
No,
they don't even. It's not that they don't want you to go. Shout out the
It's
A's,
a bonus,
but they don't even care anymore.
Yes.
The money comes from the TV rights and all the rest of it. So whether or not you want to show up, if you want to pay $50 for the club level, come on out. But they're not going to make it cheaper so they can fill the building.
You should have showed up. You and Matchin yesterday should have showed up to the game. You played hooky at work for your birthday. Should have been there celebrating your birthday.
Playing hook. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Dave.
I got a fiance who's about 3 weeks away from giving birth, so I'm just going to go ahead and bounce. Yo, honey, it's my day. It's not your day. As you know, every day is her day, Bonte.
That's just my way of saying happy birthday, Dan.
That was a Roger Federer.
That was.
Backhanded compliment.
Pickleball Bonte. Mark, you made a great point about the balls going down the sidelines or down the foul territory. So we went to the Giants-Dodger game. Me and my dad, my brother. We were up in the club level, and there's a lot of Dodger fans out there. We brought the gloves. We played catch in the club level
in the stadium.
From 2 rows, like 2 aisles over the whole time. And like the security guard came over, was like, you can't play catch. I'm like, there's no one out here. There's literally, you could play catch from sections over and no one's tripping because there's no one out here.
Sounds like Candlestick Park.
Candlestick was even worse.
This was a Dodger game.
Dodger game. Yeah. And I would say 50-50 is generous in terms of Dodgers Giants fans.
A lot of blue.
There was a lot of blue.
There was a lot of blue.
Fans have
it was black and blue.
Boarded ship with the Giants.
This is something that Dibs and I are going to talk about here in just a few minutes. And I wonder what you guys think.
That?
Well, okay. So it's funny because the Padres right now are this example that everyone's using, right?
Yeah.
They just went and got all these big contracts. They go get Machado. They go trade for Soto. The Tatis thing happens. There's another, and you and I had this conversation on the podcast as well, which is that's great. And I support it. City Connects, those are cool. Petco Park is popping.
It's amazing.
But in the end, baseball-wise, what they have to show for this so far is a big old pile of nothing.
Underwhelming.
But they're cool.
Yeah.
The Padres are cool. The Dodgers, to the Dodger fans right now.
Oh, they're the coolest.
They are cool. This is my question for the Giants, and it should be their question inside their offices right now.
What's that?
how do we get cool again?
Oh.
Because whether their record.
Welcome to
This is
April
my
2022.
Well, so
No, seriously, you have to say that. You have to get cool.
whether their record is good, I know some of you will just say they need a star. I don't think it's
It's
that
not even a
simple.
star.
They
It's
need
not
more
even a
than
star. They need some swagger.
How do the Giants? So tell me.
Give
how
me some
do-
golden.
So
give me
talk
some
to me.
Cuban link chains.
So talk to me.
Give me some backflips.
How do
give
you-
me some Dion.
All right, so you're
gotta
in
get some players.
So you're in the marketing department.
They ain't, well, Baggerly was on this.
They got to get cool.
Baggerly was on this. The in-game entertainment. It feels like I'm stuck in 2008, 2009, 2010
Well,
again.
it's the exact same
It's the
thing
same
that they've
thing.
been doing
Dot
forever.
races.
But there is something.
Gotta mix it up.
There's something
Look-
nostalgic about baseball being, hey, here comes the kiss cam and
Yeah.
DJ Umami in the seventh
It's
inning.
all-
What do you? But what,
But
but
if
what do you
if you're
want?
18 years old, you don't care about nostalgia. You don't know what nostalgia is.
That's
You were
true.
born in 2004.
Okay, so-
My,
Think
my,
about-
my
all right,
nieces
think
go
about
to the
this.
game because they want to have fun and party in the bleachers.
How cool was it?
Bleachers.
Because obviously there were some complaints
As I'm
about
doing the
relievers.
sipping thing.
Relievers are like, they're cutting off my music when I'm getting ready, and they're doing all this other gimmicky stuff for the stadium, and nobody cares about it anymore. Think about how cool it was to see that video from the Mets. Was it SNY?
Edwin Diaz?
Edwin Diaz or
But
Jacob
that's the
deGrom.
regional.
Yeah,
That's the
really
regional
cool.
sports network
You know?
going the next level and creating because that's what it was. The regional sports network took the camera and went out with them, and then they went black and white.
It was awesome.
It was genius.
Duvall's
What
walk-up
is it?
song last year.
Nesson? Is that the name of the
whatever
guy?
it was? Whatever it was, Camilo Duvall, he walks out today coming in hot.
Well-
and it was getting the stadium rocking.
Yeah.
This year I heard it, and they cut it off, and they went to some other music, and it was like, wait, what's going on here? So you have to get cool players. You got to get swagger. You got to get personality. That's why you can't
Yeah,
let
but what
Rodon
makes
go.
something cool? There's only one Shohei, so there's a billion other clones. Jim Rome,
Thank
right?
you.
That want to
It's a
be
three.
something special, but there's very few of those guys that transcend in baseball. So it's a very difficult question that
made
you're
the A's-
asking.
no, what
There's
made
only
the-
one
no, no.
Shohei.
What made the A's cool in the 2000s with the big three? You saw those great commercials. You saw those great advertisements
Well, and
on
they were
Bart.
winning.
That was cool. That drew me as a Giants fan. I was like, damn, the A's are
The Gold
cool.
Glove one
This
was
is
really
the-
good.
Yeah,
Where
right.
Chavez
dope
kept trying to field
commercials.
grounders with the Gold Glove.
The marketing has to get a little bit better.
All right.
It starts
so,
there.
So in-game entertainment, obviously you're talking about different players. I think that youth is just actually a very simple but effective answer to this. Youth. The Giants are old.
They are.
There are too many when I watch the Giants, it's because right now, they've won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
But there's too many guys that when they get to second base look like they're in pain. It's like they got to second base.
Don't I know it?
Right? They got to second base
The
and they're like,
athleticism.
holy hell, I made it all the way to second base. It's like, oh my gosh, Longo and Belt and Flores. And we love Flores. But,
love
but
Flores.
Joel looked like you're in pain when you got to second base.
I might beat him.
Trey
in a foot
Turner
race.
slides in as if he
I know.
never touched the ground.
And he doesn't breathe.
Right, and the Giants
And he just
are like,
pops up.
oh crap, my hip. So, I don't know. That's a big and simple piece
But
to
that's
this.
a tough question.
But it's not like they've. I think that you're going to see some things happen as far as the farm system is concerned this offseason because I think the Giants see the same thing we see.
Yeah.
Which is that whatever and this is great. What Joey Bart. This is wonderful.
No, this is my favorite
huge.
part of the year.
This is huge.
Yeah.
But there needs to be more that's being
I
fed.
agree.
And so they just need to be younger.
Think about this before we get out of here. What the Niners do on social media, what the Warriors do on social media. They appeal to the fans, to social media or whatnot. I see the Giants social media page and I see Game Up, and I'm just like, this ain't it. This ain't it. This isn't moving the needle. You're not
Quest
appealing
for
to
six.
But it's
cooler
baseball
people.
too across
Yes.
the board. Baseball
Yes.
slowly getting better
They
at
are.
that. But Mark's right about the general personnel of this team. They look old. They're not exciting. Mark's got a possible fix, and I'm looking forward to hearing. He had an idea on the show call, and I think he's crazy, but he's going to sell it, and that's coming.
Wow, I
out.
would be listening.
I'll be listening to that.
Yeah.
One last thing on the replay thing. You're talking about the Twitter basketball. Curry crosses over CP3, and it's all over the internet
Immediately, yeah.
I'm watching the Yankee game on whatever around the pitch or whatever is on 729 on the MLB network. And David Cohn goes, I swear to God, he goes, look at Roger Clemens. He hasn't missed a meal. And then I'm like, I got to find the video of this on Twitter.
Right.
No one had
Can't
it.
find
Nobody.
it.
It's nowhere.
No.
You have to wait for the team to tweet it out or the regional broadcast partner before you can share it because Major League Baseball won't let you share
Even
it.
the Giants at their
I couldn't
stadium.
believe it.
Orca Park is the worst replay system.
Oh,
They'll
my
show
God.
highlights for the Giants. But they don't show. I need to replay every single play. Why not show?
I'm
There's
with
not
you.
a lot of action
You're
in baseball
100%
games.
correct.
Show me everything. something happens.
They're showing me exit velocity. I don't care. Show me what happened at the plate.
I'm out on that one. What else you guys got coming up? I got an appointment in like 12 minutes. I got to get to it.
Go, man.
at you.
Oh, yeah. Do your thing.
What's going
what
on
kind of
over
an
here?
appointment do you wear a Qatar Airways soccer jersey
I'm
to?
just,
This is very important.
PSG, Paris Saint-Germain.
Is he meeting Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
4.
Possibly.
Well,
I'm in love with PSG.
Yeah, and
definitely.
also, birthday boy over here hasn't had a chance to weigh in on Trey Lance yet. So, yeah. So I want to hear what. Yeah.
Also, Chelsea Tottenham. I want to
Is
talk
there-
on the handshake gate number 2.
Yeah, and the red card yesterday. Look at Bonte talking
I know.
soccer. I
Goes
love
to-
it.
goes to
Come
Europe for
on,
2
man.
weeks.
Hey, little
He's not back yet.
Hey,
He's
yes,
not back
Roma
yet.
out there, get the new stadium, the Italian League. Come on, man. I'm all in.
Who are you?
I'm all in.
Who is
Until
this guy?
9/11 when the Niners play the Bears.
Bougie Bonte.
Have a good show, guys.